Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check brought to you by BB. There is no second best live YouTube stream to talk about the markets. Welcome back, guys. Hopefully, everybody had a great weekend. It is Monday once again, which means not only is the market open, but you get to see our beautiful faces again as well. But we're going to have a great show for you guys today. Talking about the market. I mean, Bitcoin is giving us a pump. Is it legit? Is the Supercycle back on, or are we going to have a reality check later this week? Also, we have Trump and Powell feuding an investigation into Jerome Powell. We're going to have to talk about that as well. But first, I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Prometheus, Big Louie, and of course, Chef Jackus. Like I said, we're going to have a great show for you guys today. But before we can get started, we're going to need you to smash that like button, hammer that like button, slam that like button. Do whatever you got to do to the like button, though, to press it. We're trying to put the bottom in on the like button. So do your part and help us put a floor in there. But all right, let's talk about the markets because Bitcoin is squeezing. I say Bitcoin is squeezing, man. What happened to the asset class that I love? It's squeezing, but it's up 1.5% on the day. We've been stuck in this range on Bitcoin now for not quite 2 months, but almost. And when we look back on really like the last year and a half of Bitcoin price action, 8 to 10 weeks is kind of that standard time for consolidation, and then we get a big trending move. So I have to imagine that we are pretty close to some form of volatility expansion. I hope. I can only dream at this point, right? Crypto volatility is pretty dead right now, but that is usually kind of the time where you want to start paying attention as well. So we'll see what the market does this week from a volatility standpoint. Right now, I mean, we've been in an uptrend since the low from mid-November, just looking at the Bitcoin structure in its totality, right as we have pictured on the screen. But does that mean that we're going to take all the lows and take that liquidity next? Or does it mean that we're potentially loading a breakout later this quarter, right? Altcoins are kind of a mixed bag. Hyperliquid's weak. Monero's really strong. We're definitely going to have to talk about some of the Dino coins today. Sol is very strong. I think the Sol ETH bottom is in, guys. I'm going to go ahead and put that out there now. We'll see what that means for USD direction, but I do think the Sol ETH bottom, we can probably speculate on that a little bit on this show too. But I'll be watching BNB. Equities were red by 0.5% this morning, but as you guys can probably see in your own trading views right now, they are green at the moment. So clearly equities don't really care that much about the Fed's independence, at least not yet, or at least not in a way that can really tangibly move market positioning yet. But we do have FOMC in 2 weeks. We've got bank earnings over the next week and a half. And guys, I think those will be really important. We definitely are going to want to talk about those as well. But how are we doing? What are we seeing in the markets? Did we do anything fun this weekend? And tell me anything else that's on your mind, guys.
Well, snip, snap. Crap, they are so cute when they fight. I just continue to enjoy the stock market and just sort of like passively watch crypto because I still am hopeful for 2026, but until like it gives me some type of confirmation that it wants to be bottomed or close to it, I just from the most part really just staying patient, for it. I think there is lots of time to do so. This market will again snip snap both bulls and bears, still within the impulsive leg from November, and the reaccumulation after. So hey, the market's gonna tell us. Until then, I expect lower. If not, the market needs to show. Till then, enjoy the other markets that I think are way more entertaining, apart from Monero, of course.
Monero's Giga Chad.
It is.
I'm loving being a Monero bag holder. I saw the Hyperliquid I bought last week, and I'm just holding Monero, and it's a very comfy life.
There it goes.
This.
There it go. I said this in the Discord this morning as a joke, but Zcash pumping marked the top. Does XMR pumping mark the bottom?
Fundamental use case, baby. Hey, I saw you responded to Peter Brand's tweet, Louis.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, there are no triple tops. There's only
no
Great
such
Walls
thing
of
as a triple
China's.
top. No such thing.
Unless it's ETH, then it's a 6-2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're redefining what has happened on charts. It's
one thing.
That's the Great Wall of China. That's what that is.
Petri dish for new fractals.
One day it will break, though. The question is when. But if you can pull the one thing that I don't like myself, and I'm not sure it will play out, but can you lay the others chart over Monero?
Sure.
Like take a Monero chart
over it or
lay,
underneath?
Put others beneath it.
Beneath it, right?
New pane. Maybe put it in a log mode.
Yeah, 1 second. Let's do...
And maybe candlesticks down below too.
Let me just make some room here. I could finally do this a little better now that I have a monitor.
Dude, it's so nice. I don't even know how you trade it on a laptop. Get like
trading on the laptop is fine. Trading on a laptop is fine.
Settings.
No, sorry, I'm distracted. I'm just talking at the same time. Trading on the laptop is fine. It was like trying to show visuals on my charts, which is what I do for a living. It was difficult. Like trying to fit a lot on there was always difficult. You know.
Yeah, and again, I don't think this is necessarily the right case. But if you were to mark each all-time high for Monero,
okay.
Again, I don't think it is like well representative of the space, but or like maybe of the space, but not like the current situation, because I think it's slightly different. But
yeah, there's a difference here.
But it does scare me a little bit.
What? I'm serious.
No, I know. I'm looking just at how pathetic the other chart is.
Yeah. The difference is it's not other than in a parabolic top. It's in a I don't know what this is.
That's the limpage.
You're telling me XMR blow-offs are bearish for the market?
I think it maybe used to be because like, and again, I don't think you can, like, I've seen this chart threading, and let me explain. In 2017, you had plenty of Dino coins that stick to this day. So it's an obvious, markets were in parabola. So it kind of makes sense the market topped with it. In 2021, it was a cycle of like hot new thing, right? You were bidding like new L1s, and most of the market participants were not really bidding the dinos. So dinos moves last in the cycle, obviously. So it kind of makes sense that in both of those instances it marked top. Versus this cycle, it's really that the market is no longer bidding the new hot stuff. We see that with every single new listing, where it gets pretty much immediately sold off, like we see it, right? New listing on Binance 2 weeks in, and it's just perma-bleed for a year since then. So we saw lots of dinos getting pumped this cycle, because I think the market is trying to find the utility within the existing ones. There is definitely one within Monero, and so we'll see. But I do tend to think that this time, in a way, could be different. Maybe it's just me being hopeful, but I could see an actual demand into XMR. But perhaps I'm wrong, and it's like Zcash pumping, last coin in this in the cycle.
Yeah. I mean, if what's it a topping signal of? And there's nothing topped here. There's nothing to be topped right now. So I think it's probably going to be different this time as well. I think maybe Zcash took this role because I mean that historically has also been pretty bearish for or a signal for at or near a top. So yeah, I don't take bearish signal from this, but it's good to see some. It's good to see some volatility. It's good to see that crypto is slowly becoming a market where every now and again there's 1 or 2, 3 outlier tokens out there that you could still play that aren't kind of tracking Bitcoin super correlated, right? Like that. Jackus has touched on this a lot, where stock market is great because even if like one sector or one niche is down, there's always another sector, niche, or whatever ticker or sector to trade, that's not really correlated to the overall market. And we're starting to see that first with Zcash, now with Monero. Even if you want to look at like Bitcoin Cash, not exactly, but again, one that's been just banging on the door of resistance here, remaining elevated in an environment where most altcoins aren't. So I think it's good in a way. And it's just making crypto a very more selective market, a picker's market. And I think that's going to be the future, right? A lot of the garbage will die out over time, and the market will tell you what it likes and what it doesn't like, and that's just kind of how it's going to be, how it goes.
Dude, I love fundamentals pumping, bro. I love fundamentals pumping. And the thing is when they do pump, usually you see other things do well. Now, that's famous last words in this asset class. I will say, and I said this on the show last week, I said the first 2 days of this week, if we can just hold and close above 92K, that's pretty it's pretty big for me.
Prometheus, I would like to hear why 92K is important for you. If you can perhaps later on you can finish your cook session, but just perhaps later on show us why I think so.
Yeah. I mean, Louis pull a fixed range volume profile from the low we set back at 80K to where we're at now. And you got value area high. If you can put a value area high on there, it'd just be a little bit easier for visual representation.
How do I do that?
So go to settings on that.
On this. Okay.
Yep. And then you'll value area high right there. Bang. The reason why, kind of like that 92K region, it's sitting at like 91.7 right now, but roughly 92K. Why it's such an important region for me is if we can accept above, the value, the range of value we've been putting in since the lows, at this point, I will be expecting continuation, because as we know, like the lows look horrible. And the question right now is, if we can see expansion above this range and we can see acceptance above this range, we should be seeing continuation, because the compression is real. And you'd have to think as well from either a short or a long perspective within this market. Once we get trend continuation on either side of this range, it's not one that I necessarily want to be fading. And we've come up into this, range as clearly defined by the chart that Louis has up, more times than we can count, right? We come up into these like value area high, these range highs more times than we can count. Obviously, it's come down. The value area high was higher up for the first like 3 weeks of the range. It's come down after we had the Christmas chop consolidation garbage, and now it's sitting right at 92K. And so my thought is if you start to accept above value, especially with the lows looking like they are, and we don't end up like deviating, like Tommy said, above 94, 95, we are probably going to be seeing a pretty gnarly trend to the upside, at least to 100K. And so for me, it's kind of like a short-term line in the sand. And I look at that and I look at altcoins, and structurally from like altcoin perspective, especially what we saw, what was that, the beginning of last week, where shorts got their faces ripped off. And I think that can happen again. I still think that there's complacent shorts within the market, but the real question that the market needs to answer is there actually demand within altcoins right now? We're seeing it in XMR, but we're not seeing like a sector-wide rally in altcoins as a whole. And Bitcoin's kind of my barometer for directionality. That level that I have marked out there at 92, I mean, we can see it's been a level that I've, used to long and short heavily for the past like 10 days, just kind of scalping in and out of this market. And I realized that we are still kind of, crabby, snippy, snappy. And so I don't necessarily feel comfortable holding on to like higher time frame positions as of right now, unless, if Bitcoin can close above 92, I feel a lot more comfortable holding on to like higher time frame longs, at least for the next 30 days. And if we close below 89, I have a lot of conviction in being able to hold on to higher time frame shorts. As of right now, it's just kind of like muddled range garbage, to be honest. But that's why I'm looking at that level.
Very nice.
You know what this was? This was Sunday night pump. Bitcoin is putting in a higher low. It's bottomed. Oh, wait. Wall Street has to get its bids filled. Okay. Our bids are filled now. Pump beat. That's the alpha for today.
Yeah, somebody is aping these the highs earlier today. Just like absolutely aping the highs earlier today. So we'll see if they get carded out or not.
What is it like right now? Or like this morning?
They were aping this morning. Yeah, no, this morning somebody was aping, like absolutely aping.
What time did this drop? Because I went to bed and this was looking juicy. And then I woke up and it was down here. I don't know. This had to be what, like 12 o'clock at night for me?
Yeah, 12 at night for you.
Yeah.
Then throughout the night, they kind of took everybody out to the woodshed that were two in front of their skis. And now we're back at it. So yeah, though you look at BNB and like ETH, XRP, Solana is actually putting in a little bit of a green meat stick today, but a lot of these altcoins just still not moving. Like Hyperliquid's down 3% on the day. I don't know, man. It's tough.
My question is, what if it's asks that are getting filled, not bits?
Yeah,
it could be. It absolutely could be.
Sure, yeah. I guess they missed the asks. Yeah, you could look at it that way too. They missed the ask for the dump. But realistically, I don't think it makes sense to do this twice and come down. But anything's possible in this racket. I've learned that.
My main issue with this range is that if you are going to zoom out, you see sweeps of the highs, but not sweeps of the lows, which to me seems like you're generating a ask liquidity.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Again, we will not know, obviously, because every one of us is a retail trader. But until you break to the upside, like with a confirmation, this still does look to me as a reaccumulation. So,
one thing I do want to talk about. Obviously, some people have already asked about it in the comments, but what are our thoughts on the Powell and Trump feud? Because I do feel to some degree, you could argue that crypto being non-sovereign money, non-sovereign funny money, some might say, wouldn't necessarily insulate it from this conflict, but you would think that that's potentially a tailwind for the asset class. Maybe not like Poopcoin USD, but obviously some of these larger cap coins. Do we think that could potentially change the technicals here from being a bearish downtrend to potentially seeing a short-term uptrend, largely centered around that narrative?
I couldn't tell you how it's going to affect crypto. Maybe that would be, I guess, like you've always said, Tommy, like your non-sovereign currency, right? Like there's no country, there's no Federal Reserve attached to Bitcoin, ETH, or anything like that. But apparently, once again, the stock market doesn't care. You would think that would bring some uncertainty to the markets, right? The Federal Reserve of the United States having something like that, like getting hit with that subpoena or whatever it was, like you would think that would cause uncertainty in the markets. We saw it on the overnight session. Like overnight session, markets were puking, and then right back up. So I mean, like we said, like this just seems like a market that just keeps shaking off a lot of these headline risks. Eventually, there might be a headline risk that does kind of drop the equity market, but yeah, right now it's like a train, and you just don't want to step in front of that train. And right now it's steamrolling. So we'll see. But with that being said, if equities continue on this trend, you can't hold this beach ball underwater forever, right? So my main thing has always been equities due for a catch-up trade after a 36% pullback in Bitcoin. We have not seen that. Continuing to chad, Bitcoin has been ranging, but the longer equities continue to chad higher, the more likely this correlation re-exists, right? And we see something like this. So, sorry, that's a little off topic, but yeah, interesting, to say the least.
Trump's painting that future Fed chairman into a corner. And he's saying, hey, when you come in, by the way, buddy, by the way, you're going to do exactly what I tell you to. The Federal Reserve having a response or putting a response out is kind of crazy.
It was quick, too.
Yeah, they were ready for it. Interesting, because Powell has been a stabilizer of volatility for the past, 24 months? He really has. I mean, outside of Jackson Hole, his main focus and job is just keep, suppress volatility within these markets, right? Make sure bring certainty to them, data dependent, follow the script, yada, 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 focus on inflation. And now Trump's kind of like, hey, new guy, I don't really care about any of this crap. You're just going to start cutting rates. And as long as you're doing that, we're going to have a fantastic relationship. And the market now has the question of, okay, Fed regime future policy is going to flip on its head. Does inflation come back in a big way? How do we navigate this? How long is growth going to be able to persist while inflation doesn't? We'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting, and it's never a boring time in a Trump admin. I will say it's never a boring time.
Yeah,
for real. I mean, yeah, it does raise a question. I mean, listen, I will always say that central banks are inherently political. Like there is nothing as independence of central banks. Many have it even in constitution that like additional gains that the central bank makes is the government can use. For example, people like from the central bank listen to the officials, and they do tend to make decisions based on that as well. So I think it's a meme, but in a way, it's about how the public perseveres it. And yeah, with new Fed chair coming in, expecting, I think the market sort of does expect this anyway, right? Like that the new Fed chair will be obeying what Trump says pretty much, or obeying, maybe is not the right word, but like
fucking silver.
Tries to please them.
Jackass, dude.
And the question is how obviously the market is going to resolve around that.
I think
Yeah. So
I
go on
think
to me.
no, I think for me, like I'm kind of interested in if this is the sort of narrative that can maybe change the technical picture of crypto a little bit. It's got a lot of work to do, obviously, but I think it's one of those. I mean, non-sovereign storage of value has been a reoccurring theme throughout the cycle, and it's not just rhetorical either. I mean, we've seen it play out at least in 2023, 2022. I mean, in 2022, you had, obviously the bull run hadn't started yet, but you had the Turkish lira really getting devalued. In 2023, you had issues with the Russian economy and lots of wealthy elites fleeing, or at least like moving some of their assets into Bitcoin. In 2023, you also had a lot of people fleeing Chinese real estate markets to come to Bitcoin and even ETH. So, I'm interested to see if this can do something for the asset class. This, for me, has always been like the main point of crypto. So if we can't pump from this narrative, then like I'd be a little concerned, man, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you see like what's going on. I mean, Bitcoin should be pumping, right? With the macroeconomic landscape, right? I mean, Bitcoin, the dollar debasement is real, man. They're coming in, they're going to print a crap ton of money. So, you think Bitcoin should be pumping, right? You guys think that them reducing credit card interest rates to 10%, that mandate that's starting on the 20th or the 22nd, you think that pumps crypto? You think that like helps retail in a meaningful way?
I think it's bullish. That's like cutting credit card interest rates in half. That's like half a payment you normally need to put on your credit card is now no longer needed. But is that something that's actually going to be able to go through, or is that just a talking point?
Well, by nature, it eases the monetary conditions, but also questions to what percentage impact that's going to have. I'm not sure how big credit cards are in the US. I suppose big, but
everybody.
Look at American Express, Jackus. That should tell you all you need to know.
The power of the American consumer.
Every American has credit card debt.
Well, of course, but the question is like how many people are going to take it and then buy cryptos with it, right?
That's true. Like with the disposable income that's left over kind of thing.
Could spur the economy though.
Yeah, I think it could help momentarily. But I think it kind of incentivizes people to just spend more, which is stimulating, right? It's a good thing.
Stimulate me.
Americans, we love our stimulation.
It'd be a lot of stimulation for a short period of time. You'd probably have a lot of 20-year-olds that'd be overstimulated. And then, yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting. I'm one of the few people that I know that I hate credit card debt. I'm like, anti-credit card debt. But most people I know are like, I'll just pay my minimum, So.
Yeah.
I mean, again, also a question like to what degree BTC is nowadays run by retail. I would say that it's nearly non-existent because most retail, I think there are two parts of this, all right? Because I try to always differentiate the look of our little eco bubble versus the public. And I think everyone from our eco bubble already bought Bitcoin, and they are probably not buying as much more. And then you're like thinking, who is going to buy BTC? And from the point of our little eco bubble, it may feel like nobody's going to buy it. But then I have this separate view where like we've completed the first phase of BTC adoption. It's like, in my opinion, it's realistically less than % of the people in the world, realistically speaking. Because when you actually look at the public's people opinion, right, like lots of the boomers, lots of the regular folk, they just don't give a fuck about crypto at all. And they still think, like, you can ask even people from universities, right? Like, they are the lectors there. They'll tell you that BTC is made out of a snare and it's used for money laundering and stuff like that. And it's like so many of them. Again, if you're gonna go outside of the eco bubble, and I often watch these surveys, right? It's literally like that. So I think I think there's going to be still a major road to BTC, like a longer term one, when it will enter the next phase. But that's like a vision for the next 10 years, I would say, rather than like the next year or so.
Yeah, that's like, I was talking to somebody about that, and they were saying something similar, like, what's the actual interest out there for Bitcoin and crypto? And I say right now, very little, as far as, you know, your average day, regular person, retail, very little, right? But what I did say was, nothing brings that interest back than price go up.
Mm-hmm.
And we never really had prices go up long enough to have retail finally come in and be like, okay, I got to buy some of this stuff and FOMO in. And that's why we never saw altcoins do their thing. If we get an environment where Bitcoin can rally, you know, turn around at some point, ETH starts to rally again, breaks into price discovery finally, altcoins sustain multi-month rallies, nothing makes tech better than price go up. So there might not be interest now, there might be skepticism now, but price goes up for more than a month and people are watching price go up, 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 month after month after month. That technology and that use case is going to start to make a lot of sense, right? So yeah, you're 100% right. There's no interest there. There shouldn't be. I don't blame anyone for not having interest. It's been a scam riddled asset class, especially over the last couple of years. But again, prices go up for long enough. You have the right narratives. You have all the right kind of ingredients for a bull run, a real bull run in crypto, not what we've seen, which is just pretty much just Bitcoin. That interest comes back very quickly, and in droves. So that's just a caveat.
Sorry, I saw that you were finished.
No, you're good. That's it.
There's always this lag, so it's always hard to like know when someone's finished and when they will keep on cooking. So I would say, you know, people say that like ETH goes into a bear market or something, but I mean, by definition, how can ETH go into a bear market when it never went into a bull market in the first place, this cycle? And I say it's really just a macro range, and that interest comes whenever this chart breaks to the upside.
What did you say? What was that last point you made?
I said lots of people are saying that ETH goes into a bear market, right, or that it is in. And I acknowledge the current bearish trend that undoubtedly is there, but I don't view it as a bear market. And because by definition, it never went into a bull market, right?
Correct.
The cycle.
Correct. Yeah.
I view it as one of the biggest ranges we saw in a long time in an asset class. And that interest that you spoke of, I believe it will come whenever this chart breaks to the upside. And when it does, I just think it will keep on going.
Yeah.
We talked about it last week. These lows, like if you, in my opinion, move up off these lows and you start breaking 100K, you start accepting above like even 108, you're never, ever, ever going to see these prices again. Ever. Like that's like my one caveat to like these lows is you will only ever see, or you'll never see these lows if you like are going and accepting back up above 108. Like these are left for dead. And I don't know for what reason why Bitcoin would never see these again. It could be reasons XYZ. I don't have a crystal ball, but if history's any indication, looking at like the FTX lows, I mean, those were not the best, most attractive lows, pre-parabola in 2020, post-COVID, yada, yada, yada. We never saw those prices again, right? So, it's like this is either the biggest manipulation this market has ever seen. Truly.
All markets ever seen.
Yes, truly. Or like it's just, we're just doing like, bear market shenanigans right now, and people are going to get taken out to the woodshed.
Yeah. I mean, equity's not breaking down.
That's hard to ignore. That is really hard to ignore.
Has me leaning towards yes. Could just be a massive, massive manipulation. And why? What's the reason for manipulation? Well, it's accumulation.
Did you guys look at the VIX?
It popped up this morning. I saw.
Popped up 13%, but it's down to 5 now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that bullish on the VIX yet, but I do think it's probably in a bottoming process or beginning one.
What's the Russell doing? Price discovery. This is another signal that we've been fooled many times by the Russell in the past 2 years. Right? You got fooled here. You got a little fooled here. Now it's really going. Right? Like if this is going to do this, I don't see a world where this is going up and to the right and breaking into price discovery and Bitcoin and ETH sit here and do nothing. So I feel I'm starting to lean a little bit like, listen, bears had their chance to push us lower. I know we have untapped lows below us. I don't love that. Normally and historically, Bitcoin comes back for that, and we totally still can. But I mean, if the Russell's doing this, there's no reason why crypto shouldn't also be starting to reverse here soon. So,
and this is why I'm enjoying the other markets right now and not caring about crypto, because I think we were supposed to be up. Like crypto wasn't supposed to be this down as it is, factually, looking at this chart. But nonetheless, it is. And so I will just wait for the market to tell me, And I'm thinking like, if crypto is refusing to go up with, equities, in what conditions does it go up? When they correct, right? Or how much higher do equities have to go in order for crypto to finally, once again, reprice to where it was supposed to be? And like it had all the excuses to go parabolic by now.
I'm going to take quite a bit of signal out of what BNB does here for crypto, because that structure looks either like vertical accumulation, Livermore cylinder style, even though I kind of hate those, just like generally, or it's, we gave a blow off leg in October and, it's in a downtrend. So I don't know. For me, it's like if BNB smashes the highs from December, it's going to be very hard for me to find a super bearish case for crypto. But it hasn't done that yet. And I think, a few of you guys have already pointed it out. I'm not really like in a rush to allocate to crypto. I think that could change if we break some market structure on majors. You can play momentum, but trying to guess whether or not the bottom is in. I'm just like, I'm kind of done with it, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But I feel like I'm definitely leaning a little more optimistic and buy side driven, specifically in crypto, than I was last week and the week before. I'm starting to, because we just haven't broke down, you know, not to say that we can't, but like the longer we don't break down and the longer equities continue to chad, the more likely this is going to go back the other way, right? So
my worry is that, and I agree, we should be breaking lower quickly now. But my worry is the longer this range goes, or even if we break higher here, which still doesn't confirm the bottom, the longer the like this market could actually then enter the bear market. Versus right now, if we break down, I think it's only going to be a quick shakeout. And therefore, I'm a little bit worried if we just keep ranging here for longer, you know, even if we were to sweep the highs again. So again, I'm like, imagine how high the equities would have to go, in my opinion, just to push BTC back to, you know, meaningfully above 107K. But because Bitcoin had all it needed to already reclaim those levels.
But what if it does happen, Jackass? What if equities do go that high?
Then perfect. I mean, I'll be profiting a lot.
I mean, I'm not gonna beat the dead horse today, I promise. But like financials, equities, they look incredible. And quite frankly, like if you're looking at the lower time frame structure on the S&P, that's not the sort of structure you would be shorting on a shitcoin. I can tell you that much. You'd be waiting for the big upside spike before looking to short. Or else you're probably going to get your face ripped off. Like funding would be negative if this were a shitcoin. Disbelief shorters, I think right now on the S&P.
I just think it's like, if you want to be long, you know, stuff like silver, gold, or generally good looking stocks. But like, because again, BTC had all it needed to pump, or like the whole crypto, it didn't. And so if equity is correct, we know what it means for BTC. And if they don't, then how high do equities need to go for BTC to even meaningfully reclaim like 107? And so, in my opinion, it's way better to be positioned on the long side for certain stocks, right? Because your risk is way lower, right? Like, let's say equities drop here. We know stocks will hold much better, especially a good ones. But you have all the upside that's available to you. Versus if equities drop and then you hold good stocks, they will probably not drop as much. But crypto will shit the bed most likely. And I think I'm not the only one asking this question. So perhaps we see like an equity rip-off, right? Like absolutely, you know, banger, skyrocket candle to the upside. Well, I'm positioned and I'll wait for crypto to give me the green light to say, hey, I want to be bottomed, right? Like, show me strength, because right now it has shown none of it.
Will the real cryptocurrency please stand up?
For real.
I agree with Jackass. You need to see strength. You need to see continuation, and you need to be seeing, like, it doesn't necessarily need to be like a catch up in a big way, but you just need to see a trend. You need to see volatility, and you want to break out of this range in a meaningful way. As of right now, it's really hard to get long anything, in my opinion, for for a prolonged high time frame, exposure or period of time.
Except Monero.
There's a few names. Yeah, there's a few names you could be getting long. Even then, with like, I think why Monero too is so bullish is because it's listed on so few exchanges, and there aren't like a million. Like, there's like correct me if I'm wrong. There's not that many perps or platforms that have perps on it.
It's like Bybit and Hyperliquid, I think.
Yeah, it's like exactly. So you don't have this like centralized exchange like market maker garbage going on, and people are just buying the underlying like for the most part, which is pretty bullish, especially now that you're seeing the rotation out of Zcash too. It has like the double whammy, we'll call it, where you have this direct competitor in the privacy space now like eating shit, and people went out and now they're rotating all those profits. All these people got rich on Zcash and they're like, hey, we're going to go compound over here. And this other thing doesn't have like Binance, with its dirty little fingers, in it. So yeah, it's pretty good. Monero looks great, but for the broader altcoin sector as a whole, man, I'm just like, I need to see trends. Like I need to see, like I said, I mentioned, like I outlined, acceptance above key ranges or above key levels to get out of the range. Like you need to be getting out of this range.
I'll show you one that's close. World Liberty Fi.
Oh gosh.
I mean, this is getting close. This is getting close. This is going to do one of two things. Then you're back above key horizontal levels. This has a green light for your real pump here. Or possibly this, right? We're rejecting here. You come back here, and then, you do something like that. But I'm liking the look of this. And they also applied for a bank charter last week. I think that's extremely bullish. Yeah. I put the article in one of our chats. That's extremely bullish as well. Still a pretty new token here. I think this is the full chart, right? September last year. Sounds about right. This is like your textbook, like new token roadmap where pump off like your ICO, your launch, you bleed, and then the good ones do that, right? So we could be like here, So I'm keeping a close eye, but it's been piquing my interest, especially after that news I heard last week. And Trump's gonna do whatever he can to pump his family's back. So
why don't we give up? Why don't we give up? Because we are absolutely mentally retarded. That's why.
Honestly,
deal with it.
Because we're men. We have no choice.
No, Jack has hit the nail on the head.
Or that.
Oh God. World Liberty Fi, man. It's always in that chart. If that breaks out, yeah, we probably should start buying.
I'll let you know, Tommy.
You got alerts set, Louis?
Oh yeah. I mean, let's drop this down here. I'm watching this on the lower time frames too here. This looks nice. I love consolidation like under like a big resistance level, right? Because this could obviously be like, spike, rejection, obviously. But the ones that like hit a big resistance level, you flag, you start to curl, like consolidation under a big resistance level, like in an environment that can be bullish, can be super explosive to the upside. So like if I ever see something like that where like you reject it on a big horizontal resistance, you're getting your pullback, but you're kind of holding your local structure, like we can make our new range in here. And then if this breaks out, this compression right underneath a big resistance level, those are explosive moves. So, I mean, this looks good. This could easily roll. So like, obviously, watching for this, right? If it rolls, then I'll look to play it maybe down here, in this level. But as long as this is holding up here, I'm looking for potentially something like this. So, and this has been strong. This is up recently and quite under the radar. And this is up 50% more recently off its low. Yeah, 55%, probably hit 60, 70%. So this is one of the better looking charts right now. And it's new. I always love playing new stuff. It's just always going to move quicker and harder, in my opinion. No sus.
No sussy.
Did you guys see Thread Guys say that what this market needs is more new good coins?
Speaking of sus, that man is sus. That man is sus.
What, you think he's a plant?
I think he is absolute. I think he extracted, did what he did, and he got a nice little talking to by probably some powers that be, and now he has to operate within a certain boundary.
I believe it.
He's clearly getting pushed as like the talking face of crypto right now. You could tell.
Bro, I was like thinking about, because I see clips of the show come up on my feed sometimes. I'm like, who's watching that?
He's like the Aiden Ross of crypto, I feel like, he just sits in a chair and people watch him stream and talk all day, but yeah, he's been getting blown up. I mean, I know he's already been big, but like I've never watched him. Like I don't follow him. But yeah, you could tell he's getting pushed by the algorithm. Like there's random people just tweeting his videos and just like, describing what he's saying. It's like, okay, interesting.
Sorry, what's his name?
Thread Guy.
No idea.
That's a good thing. You don't want to know.
Yeah.
But it seems there is always like a new persona, right? There's always some persona that pops up. Then kind of, it seems like the powers at B always introduce someone new because like, that one guy always gets, too obvious.
I feel like he's definitely someone that could, appeal to more of the younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see if Bitcoin can stick the landing here today.
Well, have you ever heard about the crab?
Snip.
No, I hate the crab. I love eating crab, but I hate the crab.
They are so cute when they fight.
Make it stop, Jackass.
Dude, why is silver up 7% today?
I'm sick.
7.5% on silver?
Jackass. Sick, Jackass.
Study nat gas too, up 5%.
Oh Jesus!
What's oil doing?
Never trade nat gas.
I think oil's bottom here as well.
Only trade nat gas if you want to hate yourself.
So a few people have made great fortunes off of trading nat gas, I will say.
Who?
His name's Bill something or other. I can't remember his last name.
I actually like nat gas, man. That's not even looking that bad. I haven't checked it in a while.
Never looked at that chart.
I just don't trade it after boil. I refuse.
Just type in natural gas.
Wow. Wow.
Ticker NG1.
Looks like a great chart.
Or you just do NG.
I think the people trading that are having a wonderful time.
Yeah, this looks horrible. This looks like an altcoin.
What are the best not gas associated companies?
UNG.
AROC.
No, I know about that one, but some other.
I have no idea, to be honest.
I know people would trade UNG. I don't know if the chart looks good.
UNG. That doesn't look good.
It's not looking good, Rev.
That looks like Melania. UNG. Literally. This is the worst stock I have ever seen.
Can you give me a stock suggestion? This is the worst piece of shit I've ever seen. There's got to be contango on this. Like, surely.
This is a feature, not a bug.
This
all be like,
has contango, Jack is.
yeah, listen, like when Monero pumps additional, hundreds of percent, they'll be like, how do I buy Monero? I cannot buy it on my Binance. And then all the exchanges start relisting it. And you're like, feed it to me, baby.
Yeah, by the time they figure it out, it'll be tough.
Can we please
Chop.
look? This. Please let this be a liquidity run so that we can get some volatility now.
It's so annoying. It is so annoying.
I can't
Let's
take
see
it.
what we're up to here.
I genuinely
Oh,
can't.
we're going back down.
That whale that was aping this morning at 91,450 roughly, as he better protect his position. It is
Let him cook.
if that thing gets underwater, boys, let me tell you.
Let him cook.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you something.
What was that?
Let me tell you something.
I'm just so sick of this garbage, PA.
I know, dude.
It's such garbage, bro. I've been literally watching lead paint dry, and I've been eating the fucking dry chips off the wall. And I'm going insane.
What does Devil look like?
B-hole.
Yeah, the Deribit Volatility Index. Oh no.
Oh, B-vol.
Devil.
D-vol.
Yeah, you want to look at Devault.
What's the what is it, DVOL?
Yeah.
Dude, if the volatility shorters win again, I swear to God, I might crash out.
Devault, DVOL.
Duval. That reminds you. Duval.
What a horrendous chart, huh?
It's the real bear market.
Mm.
The real bear market's on Bitcoin volatility, which is why there's such a bear market in USD prices.
We have a higher low. They're looking at total yesterday. So total is bouncing off an interesting trend line here. That's worth noting.
Yeah, I was looking at Louis, I was looking at total 3 ES. If you look at the trend line on that, we're actually underneath the trend line on that ticker.
Interesting. I guess in USD prices here. I mean, technically crypto is still in a high time frame uptrend. I mean, sure, we have the market structure break. I mean, kind of looks like Bitcoin, right? Because this is predominantly led by Bitcoin's movement because it's most of the market. But I think it's worth noting that if it can hold this trend line and start to push, that's worth noting. Or if we get a plunge, which is something we've talked about, like one more capitulation down, like if you get a stab into this area, I think it may be worth looking to bid, so interestingly enough,
we're above
sorry,
that trend. We're above the trend on BTC USD, above it on BTC JPY, and we're below it on BTC Euro.
It's the Euro scalpers.
Can you guys stop, Jackass?
Sorry.
Can you guys stop with the Euro scalp? I can't take it anymore.
I love it. I just Euro scalped the veil.
Pump is up 8% today. Just get rid of those drawings.
Let me see if there's any astrology coming up that could break this horrible deadlock.
This is interesting. Oh, look at that daily RSI too.
Lord have mercy.
Deviation, bro.
This is my most favorite video for crypto right now.
Say this directly to Man United fans. Just lower your expectations, man. You're not a decent club anymore. You're not going to challenge for the title. Just be happy. Just embrace that. It's not the despair. It's the hope that kills.
It's the hope that kills you.
Look at United fans. They have no hope. They are having a gorgeous time.
What do you guys think of this chart?
What is that?
Pump.
I feel like that kind of looks like early onset Arbitrum.
That's it.
Market's crabbing.
All right, BTC whale, protect your position.
We're coming for you.
Boom, market dump. Change my mind.
There it is.
Oh my God. Make
Are you
it
having
stop.
fun?
Make it stop.
Dude, it's so
Make it
bad.
stop.
Like, what is this?
I was like, oh, I could probably put on a, like a multi-week long position once we break out, I was thinking that like last night, and then I'm just like, wake up this morning just disappointed.
Probably come grab this here. Little FEG.
Dude, what are these little red faces everybody
That's
posts?
people being they enjoy the crypto market as it is right now. That's what the face is saying.
Dude, I love these little guys. It's a little meat stick.
He's much happier. He doesn't know what crypto is.
No, I mean it's like an angry little Louis because the ball head.
Oh, I got it. It was a ball.
Yeah.
The US Open.
Oh, I get it.
The US Open session in the top right corner summarized.
Big whale didn't defend his position. Nuke it. I told you guys. I told you.
But it's interesting. We can now watch the 5-minute chart in this awesome range.
Do it.
And see, we have no hope and we are having gorgeous time.
Are you winning, son?
I have a good one on there.
I think we get a higher low here.
I am not even going to formulate an opinion. I just want the market to do anything.
Are you winning, son?
I am on the side of volatility at this point. Like, just please. I can't take it anymore.
Tommy's about to crash out.
It's just so annoying. Like, equities have incredible volatility, and crypto literally hasn't done anything for like a year.
Yeah.
The bad days are over. Now it's time for even worse days.
You don't even know what a bad day is.
I don't think you really know what a bad day is.
But you are.
Now go back up.
You can't fucking learn. I love that video.
Mhm.
You gonna fucking learn today.
Now we got an FEG here. Come back for this video.
This concludes the social experiment conducted by Stanford University, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. We hope that you have enjoyed your stay at the mental asylum.
Dude, it might be time to short this thing down to Hades.
They're gonna send this right back up.
Dude, I don't even. They very well could send this back up because they hate us.
It's Mr. Crab. Snip, snap.
Oh my goodness. Boys.
It's
Oh,
just
I
a
have to
liquid
change this now
slop.
for 6 years. Wait. I have to change this for 6 years now.
Well, I do think if we break down below like 90K this time, we're probably going to trend, actually.
100%.
Looking at the market structure, like this super, I mean, look, like it's the super AIDS back and forth illiquid price action where like, okay, we're right on the verge of trending.
Yeah. Whichever which way this breaks is going to be a violent move.
And
that's like normally what you see before big moves is stuff like this.
Dude,
Both
somebody
sides
just needs to get their fat ass off the sell side of the book. Somebody's just some fat motherfuckers just sitting on the sell side of the book, and they just need to get their butt up and get off of it. We've pushed up. The thing is like sellers, and this is how I'm looking at it. It was like similar to how I was looking at the range back in the middle of December, right? You saw aggressive sell side liquidity hunting, right? But there was no fall through to the downside. So it's like very much so what we've been doing or what we've done this morning, and similar to what we did really last week. And now it's like, dude, let's just run this thing. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like if we're going to go, let's go.
Yeah, that's what I was saying here. Like all of these moves continue to get stuffed, but there was no follow through, right? And what I was saying was like eventually one of these is going to go locally if bears can't follow through. And we did. We saw the pump up to 94. It's still kind of the same thing where these moves can keep getting stuffed, but if there's no follow through, eventually this is gonna give. But I mean, it kind of works both ways here. Where, like we just said, any which way this breaks, it's gonna be a violent move. So you're seeing everyone getting chopped up before that kind of happens, like we saw here. So I would assume volatility soon. It's just very hard to gauge which way.
Volatility incoming.
Yeah.
I know what it reminds me of.
The next move will be telling.
I need the disheveled Wojak meme on my screen, Jackus.
Oh man.
I yearn for a day where I don't have to do market check around 90K Bitcoin. I yearn for the day.
But hey, it can get even worse. We can drop to like 70 and range for another 2 months down there.
Good. At least it's something.
Hurt me more so that I can check if I still feel something.
I can't take it anymore.
I have a conspiracy. Bitcoin started trading like shit when they started introducing NIL to college sports.
You're going to have to elaborate on that one.
That's all I got.
That's all you... thesis?
That's my thesis. When we started paying college athletes was when Bitcoin started trading like shit.
You know what? I hate the way NIL has turned out, but I'm not surprised. So, you know what? If it takes siding against it, I will.
When did we get away for just playing for the love of the game? Not the Tim Tebow meme.
I mean, players were paid. Players were paid back in the day, but
fully.
we did it in the classy, under the table way, not the.
I had a guy who I went to high school with who grew up low middle. We'll say low class, right? His family was, they were making ends meet, and that was about it, right? He went and played for Kentucky. Within his first year, his mom was driving a brand new Aston Martin. We're like, where did this come from? Mind you, he was driving a 2002 minivan, Chrysler. So crazy.
Study that. I mean, unironically, the system was better before they made it over the table. And I mean that sincerely. But I don't even have time to like go into all the issues with NIL and college sports right now, so I won't. There are many. They used to be like college sports, college football recruiting was very, very, very big hobby of mine back in the day. Fun fact. I think it's probably a pretty good spot to wrap the show up, guys.
Wait. Are you saying you do not want to watch the market range for another hours?
Please, Jackus, I'm begging you. Anything. Anything. Save me. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed the show. We're all kind of like wallowing in the misery of this current market together. So hopefully we can get some volatility. Equities have plenty. Maybe they can lend us some here over the next few weeks. I'm optimistic, though. I mean, it's like I said at the beginning of the show, we've been ranging for like 8 weeks almost at this point. And typically when that happens, you get pretty close to a trending move. So I'm optimistic, but we'll see. Anyway, Market Check is a weekly show. It takes place 4 times throughout the week whenever the New York Stock Exchange is open on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So if you'd like to catch us again, if you enjoyed the show, for starters, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if you haven't done so already. And a reminder that we go live to host Market Check around 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on those days. So we'll catch you again on Wednesday. Maybe this market's moved by then, but I don't know how optimistic I am that will be the case. Nevertheless, we'll still do our best to entertain you. Also, make sure to tune in for Market Talk, hosted by the Because Bitcoin X account, as well as King Wabi. That is an X Spaces that we start around 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the afternoon. So make sure to finish up your day by going over there and listening to some great talk on the market, everything that happened throughout the day, and obviously that could potentially happen in the future. We have great. I mean, it's kind of funny because like the charts are dead, but it's almost like when the charts are dead, when we're in a downtrend on a lot of these assets, Market Talk is It's just so funny, man, the sort of characters that end up in the space. The Friday show was really funny. That's what I'll say. So watch that back if you haven't already. Tune in for the next market talk or the ones throughout the week. I promise you won't be disappointed. But thanks again, guys, for tuning in to today's show. We hope you have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week. Fingers crossed for some market volatility. But thanks again, guys. And of course, stay safe.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress?
You're not alone.
Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio, monitor the markets, stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal.